How long now?
Yeah, I've just pressed it, so...
Sorry?
I've just pressed live, so I'm just trying to get onto it on my phone.
Okay.
No, it's about 2 hours.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's gone live or what, because I can't... I don't know if anyone can hear me. I'm just trying to find the stream on my phone so I can see the comments, but it's not coming up. So just give me a sec. I can't find my own stream. Let me just check on the chat. Everyone, you can all hear me, but I can't find myself on my phone. Right, let me just unplug this for a sec. Normally when I refresh it, it comes up. It's so weird. Oh, here we go. There I am. Hello, everyone. Okay. Sorry about that. I was trying to figure out, because normally when I refresh the page, it comes up. So let's see who have we got on chat today. Just scroll back. So we've got Kathleen, Barbara, Yvonne, Pierre Walk, Bamboo Cat, Carol, Mel, Angela, Larita, Victoria, Magic Woman from Germany. Hi Emily, Emily's here as well. Deb Neely, Kathy Flowers, Dustcatcher, Natalie Hall, Claire Redfield. Sorry if I've missed anybody on that list. I'm just trying to go through and catch up. Hi Sarah and Em. So how's everybody doing? Just give it a couple of minutes and give time for people to join. Hello Zoe and Natalia. Oh, it's Sue. Hi Sue. First time caught you live from Vienna, Austria. Hello. Hi Brenda from Alberta, Canada. We've got Cumbria and Claire. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you've had a good week. You got anything to tell me about your week? Anything exciting? Just waiting for anybody else that wants to join. Just give it till 5 past. Oh, thank you, Karen. Woke up to snow today. Doncaster, that's not too far from me. The lovely Suzanne has joined as well. Hello. And we've got Blue. Yeah, mine is too, to be fair, Sarah. Nothing much really happens. It's the same routine. Barbara sent the link to the stream on Instagram. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I finally found it. It just took me a few minutes. I didn't even think about going onto my page and looking for the link myself. Because I posted it to my Facebook page. Hello, Kim. Not too bad, thank you, Suzanne. Hope you're feeling all right. Really enjoyed Suzanne's stream the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I lose my time. But Suzanne did a fantastic moon in Doe and Ink Tense, and it was just one pencil. It's absolutely incredible. I really, really want to have a go. It would actually look pretty good around the back of here. What page were you doing it on? You weren't doing it on this page, were you? No, or were you? I don't know, remind me. But it was gorgeous. Please go and have a look at that if you haven't seen it already. Hi, Elise. Our second day back to work. So hopefully you're getting into the groove again with it now. Hello, Anne. That's fine. You can just lurk. It was in Worlds of Wonder. Was it some kind of castle, though? I've got the picture in mind. I did watch the stream, but my memory is shocking. I've just got a picture of something here and then the moon behind it. How do you name the castle? I was thinking about Irish magic. Thought that might be quite nice because it's obviously we had St. Patrick's Day at the weekend. It was the boat with the, of course it was, the boat with the waves. Because I remember you doing the waves with the ink tents and then the pencil on top. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, so we pretty much decided on last week's stream that we were going to do this as an ode to St. Patrick's Day. And as you can see, I've done a little bit more than what we left off with last week. So I did a poll on my YouTube community tab, just asking whether people would prefer or mind if I carried on colouring the towers before today's stream, purely because I coloured them in exactly the same fashion with the same pencils as I did everything else last week. So I just thought it would save us a little bit of time and we can get on to the bottom half of the illustration quicker. So that's why it's a bit more done. Right then, so I'll just finish my drink and then we will zoom in. And hopefully that's nice and clear for you. Yeah, Irish magic. I thought that was quite nice. It's simple, it's what it is. The green looks even more gorgeous now that the castle is done. Thank you very much, Barbara. That is high praise coming from you. Don't know if anyone has seen the chameleon that Barbara started last week, but it is so, so stunning. I was watching the stream of it the other day and it just pops off the page. Leon the chameleon. Yeah, I like Irish magic. I don't know whether any of you have seen the new film that's come out on Netflix with Lindsay Lohan. It's called Irish Wish, and I was watching it the other day and it's really cheesy and very sort of not good, but it's good in a way. It's that rubbish, it's kind of good. And I quite like Lindsay Lohan's last couple of films. She's gone very Hallmark and very cheesy, but I like it. Yeah, the chameleon is incredible. Carry on between streams. Yeah, exactly. Because I thought there's no point in me just wasting half an hour colouring the rest of the towers when I'm doing it the same. Yeah, the chameleon who loved Michael Jackson. Where did that come from? Needs a yellow brick road, yes. But it is a floating castle, so where would the road lead? Hello, Emma. Hi. Watching that tomorrow. Love a cheesy chick flick. Yeah, exactly. And it was set in Ireland, obviously. And there is a scene where Lindsay Lohan arrives in Ireland and she actually goes to Knock Airport and she's stood outside Knock Airport, and that's exactly where I was stood last September when I went. So it was pretty cool. Right, so let's have a think what we're going to do then. So obviously we've got all these bushes and flowers and things down here. So I'm just wondering whether I should colour them with a different shade of green, the bushes here. Because if I do them with the same shade, it might just be a little bit too much and it's going to detriment from the kind of shiny towers that we've got going on. Do you think maybe I should do them in a bit more of a subtle kind of mossy green? But I might do the leaves and the vines down here in the same green as this, so it ties it together. Hi, River. I was humming Michael Jackson while colouring it. Well, why not? Right, so yeah, what do we think about these greens then? Should I do something a little bit more mossy? Elise says earth green would be good. Mossy green sounds good. Shall we have a look at some options? That might help. Oh, I've got some Happy Mail to show you if you want to see it. I've already put a picture on my Instagram, so you might have seen it already. But I can always show that at the end if you want to have a look. So I've got my Polychromos family chart here. Let's have a look at some greens then. So Elise mentioned earth green, and then you've got its darker shade, which is the chromium green opaque. So that is completely different. It is very much a grayer green than the kind of bright emerald green we've been using. If we were to go down the mossy route, we'd be just underneath here on the May green, earth green yellowish, olive green yellowish. But interestingly, the first two in this family are ones we've already used on the page for the glow around the castle. So it might be a good idea to use the May green and the earth green, because at least we've got something from that family already on the page, so we're not jumping to an entirely different green family. So that might be good. I think I'll get those out just to check. We can have a little sample. So what am I looking for? I want May green, earth green. So I think it's these three. Yeah, I'm going to put my other colours to one side so we don't get mixed up. And then if I bring in the next colour up, which is the cadmium yellow lemon, I think we've got quite a good selection there of greens. What do we think? Has anyone bought the new Artex pencils yet? Which new Artex pencils? Please tell me about them. I haven't heard that they've brought any new pencils out since the, was it 120 set? Hi, Josephine. I think we're going to stick with these. And then we can decide what to do with the flowers afterwards. Also, I wanted to ask your opinion on these windows, because obviously we've got this magic haze around the castle. And I'm just wondering if we should do the windows kind of glowing as well. So, but then it would almost look like we're looking through the castle to the other side, unless it was like there's some kind of magic haze in the windows as well. They're meant to be new colours added to the 126. This is news to me. That's very exciting. I love the Artex pencils. Have they brought them out then, or are they coming out? They look totally different. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be the first thing I do when I come off this live, is have a look for that. Right, I'm gonna start colouring the, what we're gonna call it, the bushes, the grassy area. I'm gonna sharpen these first, so just mind your ears. That one was already sharp. Okay, so we've got these in order. Let's see. I think I'm gonna take the olive green yellowish, which is 175. In fact, where's my little tags? I meant to get those out last week, and then I don't have to keep remembering to tell you what I'm using. Prismacolor. I've got them somewhere. Black Widow, Arteza. I'm literally pulling out every single one other than the one that I want. Prismacolor again. Prismacolor again. Black Widow. Where's the Polychromos ones? Okay, well, I was certain that I had them, but clearly I never even made them in the first place because they're not there. So I'll just have to remember to tell you. A lady with a small channel mentioned you, Claire, in her video. I don't know if she tagged you somehow. Worth a look if you can find the notification. I wonder if it could be Colouring Angel or something like that. Somebody tagged me in a video the other day where they did a colouring roulette, and it was really, really good. Which sharpener do I use? It's this one. It was recommended by PNW Colourist on YouTube. It's the 10-win electric sharpener. and it's really, really good. And you can fit even really thick pencils in there. So like, let me get a luminance, because they're quite thick. So you can fit it in there. Perfect. And like the thicker ones, like the Derwent pencils, you can fit in there. Light green, grass green. Oh, wait, just thank you, Barbara. She's just reminding everybody of the colours. Better than the doll. Have I got the doll? Hang on, what's this one? Oh yeah, this is the doll, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. I'm going to say yes it is, because I prefer an electric sharpener anyway. I never seem to have breakages with electric sharpeners. This sharpener is very good, but it kind of creates and leaves those little dints in the pencil, which is, you know, it's not a massive problem, but if we're going to compare, I definitely like my electric sharpener the best. But yeah, it is big. It's a big, like you can see my hand is, can't even get around it. It's big, but it's very, very good. And you can change the you can change the sharpness of the tips as well. So it takes 6 to 12mm pencils. Hi Jeanette, no worries, good to see you. Right, I'm going to get started because we're nearly 20 past now and I'm just waffling on. So I've got the olive green yellowish 175 and I'm going to do, I don't know if we zoomed in enough. Is that better? I'm going to just put some shading areas around where I think they should go, like probably almost at the edges. Yeah, the electric ones are really, really good. Like I say, I've never had any breakages from them, and you can change how sharp the point is, so you don't have to have it super sharp if you don't want to. Depending on how you colour your pressure, you might want the tips to be a little bit blunter if you find that you're always snapping them. So I'm just doing little circular motions with a kind of a medium pressure. You can't really do hard pressure with polychromos because they need to be layered. But I am doing a bit of a medium pressure here. So how's everybody's week been this week? I've had a pretty groundhog week, really. That's just my life, really. It's very same all the time. But that's fine, we get on. We get on with it. It was my late nonna's Memorial Day yesterday, and she's been gone for 10 years. So yesterday was a bit tough. I think you just get to thinking about them more, don't you? I think the rest of the year, and on the birthday obviously, but on the rest of the year you can sort of block it out a bit, or at least I can. But then when it comes to the anniversary, you can start thinking back to when it all happened, and yeah. I did go down to the grave and put some fresh flowers on and give it a bit of a tidy up. It's just crazy to think it's been 10 years since you last spoke to her. Did you teach yourself to colour? Yes, I suppose so. I mean, I did watch people's YouTube videos as, you know, they were put on, but I started this back in 2015. So that was, I think, a year or two after Johanna bought her book out. But 2015, I think, is when it really started coming to the fore. So there weren't that many colouring tutorials out at that time, as far as I can remember. And I started off by reviewing books because I wasn't like a prolific colourist at that time, obviously. I'm not really a prolific colourist now, but you know what I'm saying. So I wasn't doing tutorials then. But yeah, just practice really. And I have improved quite a lot since I started, but I've kind of plateaued, I think, over the last couple of years with my skill. You know, I know how to make something pop off the page and how to do a good blend and have plenty of contrast in there to make it look good. But I think I've sort of plateaued, like I say, and I'm not really getting any better. But that's good. I think I've sort of found my level of where I'm comfortable with, and I don't really want to push myself any further than that because then it becomes a chore, you know what I mean? Zoe Addicted to Colouring is the ladies' channel with the Artex pencils. Right, I'm going to be looking. I've got to get those for definite. Like, I haven't got enough pencils, but still. Oh, thank you, Emma. Jeanette says yours was some of the first I watched, Claire. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Is it Pia? Pia Walk? Sorry, is it Sue? I keep getting mixed up with who's who. How are you finding going live? I'm not as nervous as I was last week, which is good because I was like a proper mess. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm chilling. I'm chill at the moment. Learned so much from watching your channel. Thank you so much. Love your manicure. Thank you. It's the same one that I had last week. Still, it's grown a little bit, but it's still good for a few weeks, I would say. Sue, yes, thank you. A legend in the community. Oh no. Oh dear. You know what I'm like, I can't be doing with the compliments. Hi Kirsty. So all I'm doing at the moment while I'm waffling on is just putting in little bits of shadow in this bushy area. And then we're going to come in with some different colours. So I'm just putting these anywhere that I think. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Hi Robin. Em says, as you know, you've been a godsend to me and my colouring journey. Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It's still quite difficult for me to fully absorb that. You know, when people say to me that I've helped them, or I've had people message me saying that they've been going through a really bad time and they've watched my videos and it's kept them sane for an hour or something, you know, while they were feeling really bad mentally or whatever. And I do try and absorb it and believe it, but it's hard. Okay, you're the second colourist. Johanna was the first that I found when I started colouring a couple of years ago. Family charts. Yeah, the family charts are great. Like, I've got to admit, I use them all the time. They're such a good resource because it's really hard sometimes to know what undertone colours are. And I think because I've been colouring for so long and dealing with different colours and hues for so long, it's sort of ingrained into me now. Like, I don't even have to think about it. Sometimes I do, if it's, you know, particularly difficult colour, but usually I can just know by looking at a colour what the undertone is and where it is in a family. Learned from you how to colour flowers, doing them like that since. Oh, that's brilliant. Hi, Claire. So did anybody do anything for St. Patrick's Day? I know it's probably not much of a celebration if you're not from Ireland or know anybody from Ireland, but it's hard to accept compliments. My social anxiety cringe. Exactly. That is exactly me. Like, straight away, I'm just like, ugh, like shrink away from it, you know? I remember when we met Johanna in Scotland, and she was saying like how my channel's really good and stuff like that, and I was straight away I was like, oh no, it's just a little silly thing, blah blah blah, you know. And my husband was like, she's so, I can't remember what he said, like she's so modest or something like that. And Johanna was laughing because she was like, your channel's amazing and blah blah blah, and I was just sort of like shrinking in my chair. Could listen to you all day long, you have a nice tone of voice. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I can't stand listening to my own voice, but I think that's everybody, isn't it? Like, I don't listen back to my videos unless I need to for something. But it's nice that you like it. Where do we find the colour charts? I don't think I've put the link in this description for my Ko-fi, which is where you find all my charts. By the way, if you go to Ko-fi, if you just put 0 in the how much do you want to pay box, you just get it for free. Don't feel you've got to pay for it. Just put 0 in. That's why I wanted it, you know, to be accessible to absolutely everybody. Oh, thank you very much, Barb. Barbara's an absolute angel doing all this for me. What's the issue with the compliments? We all sweat our ass off to be the best version of ourselves. When someone finally notices it, can't take it. Do you think school is to blame? I don't know. I really don't know why I'm like this. I just don't have any self-esteem. I've just got a complete lack of self-esteem, and it's like the complete opposite of when someone is so cocky and confident and they think they're all it. Like, I'm the total opposite of that. Don't do well with compliments either. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Didn't know that your stuff was free. Yeah, so like I said, if you click on the Ko-fi page that Barbara's put there, it will say like how much you want to pay, but you don't have to pay anything because I've set them all at 0. So you just put 0 in the box and go through it, and then you'll get the download straight away. Hi Heather, nice to see you. Yeah, I think it is quite common, Kirsty. Right there with you, Claire. Only listen back if I have to fix the audio. Exactly. Or like if I'm worried that I've said something that, you know, I'm like, oh, I need to go back and listen to that, and listen to it from the point of view of a viewer. So I'm sort of pretending that I'm a viewer watching it, and how would it make me feel? I just need to relax a bit. St. Patrick's Day is big in the USA. Yeah, I think it probably is, because I think it's like the royals as well, isn't it? Like everybody, all the American people love our royal family for some reason, or a lot of them do. Right, I've put loads of different bits of, what is it called? Bush. Bits of bush in there. So I'm going to go in with the next colour now, which is Earth Green Yellowish 168. Suzanne, I'm the same. Yeah, I don't know why are we like this, but at the same time, I would rather be like this than be the opposite. Do you know what I mean? Because people who are like that, I just think, ugh. Like, I really admire people who have confidence in themselves, and aren't all a bit wishy-washy like me. But if it goes too far that way, then I don't like it. Coming across fine, don't worry. Thank you. Emily's lurking in the kitchen. Thank you so much, Josephine. No one likes their own voice. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we're on Earth Green Yellowish 168. Barbara's very helpfully put that in the comments. Blue, because of you, I've dipped into the cake conspiracy. I don't know whether I want to talk about it, because, like, also, I've got to apologise as well, actually. You've just reminded me, now that we're all here, because last week I was doing a lot of chatting about supernatural stuff and scary stuff, and I've had a few comments and a few messages from people who were really not comfortable with that, and that's totally on me. You know, I think everyone's like me, and I sort of deep dive into things that I love. You know, it's like a subject that I love, so I kind of just go off on one talking about it, but I forget that people are a bit spooked by things like that, so not gonna venture into that kind of talk anymore. But yeah, the same thing about the cake conspiracy. Like, I know a lot of people are also on the other side of it that think, oh, for God's sake, just leave her alone. You know, it's definitely her in the pictures and stuff. So I don't want to court controversy because I don't want to upset anybody. That's like the biggest thing. And the reason probably that I'm most worried about doing lives is that I'm just going to say something and I can't edit it out and it's going to offend someone. So don't apologise for being you. I know. I'm just a people pleaser. And I just worry, you know, when I hear that people have been offended and that word was used, then it really sticks in my stomach and it makes me feel not good. So all I'm doing now with this colour is I'm going over and above the darker areas of the bush that I've put in, but I'm not kind of taking the colour very far, if you know what I mean. I'm just going above it a little bit. So that we can start to decrease the amount of white space, but we still need to leave some for the final two colours. Your stream, be myself. I know. I'm scared to be myself. In case I upset anyone. Is it too late to donate on your charity? Oh my gosh, Emily, I need to know what this is about because I saw a post about it the other day saying that you raise loads of money for a charity, and I was so busy that I only was just quickly like scrolling through while I had a minute. I need to know what this is about because I don't think I definitely didn't see the stream where that you were doing this. So I would love to know like what's all that about. Probably talk about Doctor Who way too much. That's something I've never got into, Doctor Who. It's not something that interests me, but I know it's got a huge fan base. I think it's because it's more on the sci-fi side, isn't it? Like Doctor Who, so. I've always found you lovely. Thank you so much, Kat. I rabbit on endlessly about all sorts and just think if folk don't like it, scroll on. Yeah, I need to be a bit more like that, really. But I just don't want to upset anyone. Just finished supper. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Ruben. This is your stream. Yeah, I know. Even my family, like, when I read out the comments to, like, my husband and my kids, and they were like, you'll always have somebody who's going to have a problem, you know, which is life. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's fine. So you need to just, like, let it be water off a duck's back, I suppose. Women's Rehabilitation Centre in Mexico. We wanted to send them colouring books, but it went way above and beyond, and now we can get them all kinds of necessary... That's amazing, Emily. Oh, my goodness. Is it still open? Is it still open for donations? Because I'm definitely going to be sharing that and putting some donations in there as well. I can't believe I've missed this, but I know I haven't seen your streams the last couple of times because I've just been so busy. And I think the times, I've just missed it for some reason. But I did see something about it, I think on Instagram story, that you'd raised a load of money. And I was like, I need to ask Emily about this. But then, of course, it went out of my head like everything else. Not everyone's cup of tea, but drink coffee, so jog on. That's a good one. I drink fruit tea, but I do drink an awful lot of tea as well. Like, when I'm at my nana's, which is 3 times a week, I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday to look after her and do a bit of cleaning and stuff. We drink loads of tea. And I do drink it at home, but maybe 1 cup a day or 2, depending. My husband makes them for me and then I forget them. Tea is a warm hug in a mug. It is. It's the British people's answer to problem solving. If it can't be solved with a cup of tea, then something's wrong. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Just going above the darker green lines that I've put down. I'm just trying to create some texture. So I've added in all these little bushy bits to make it look a bit more full and 3D. Everything's been sent for now. This one went so well. I definitely want to do more in the future. Yes, I would love to be involved in any way, whether that's if you just give me the link and I share it or something like that. It's such a good cause. Drink tea and coffee, but coffee has to be super milky and tea like builder's tea. I love strong tea with like half a sugar and 1 sugar at maximum, because if it's too sweet I can't drink it. But coffee I don't like at all. I've never got into it. Oh my gosh, Barbara's speaking a different language. This isn't French. It looks like Dutch. Barbara, what are you speaking? Let us know. Barbara's like bilingual, multilingual, just incredible. Sweeteners in mine. Drink 1 big pot of green tea every day normally. What does green tea taste like? Also, what does matcha taste like? I keep seeing this matcha tea everywhere. What does it taste like? Because it's supposed to be good for you in some way. I'm sorry, it's Dutch. I don't speak Dutch, but I understand it very well. Barbara, you're so clever. I can't even speak English properly. This American gal enjoys a proper cuppa. Yes. You can't beat it. Do you have a kettle, though? Do you have a proper kettle? Or do you warm your water in the microwave? Because if so, we're going to have words. I've never liked tea, but since having fibromyalgia, I drink loads of it. Does it help, Mandy? Or is it just the extra hydration? Half of my country speaks to... Oh, that's probably why then. See, this is me with my bad geography again. I don't know anything about anything. Green tea tastes like Japanese tea. I don't know what that tastes like. Dutch looks a little like German. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she was speaking German at first. I don't like matcha, but green tea is quite good, especially with a bit of honey. I just Googled it and there is 31.5 million, which is 9.5% of Americans that are of Irish descent. Well, didn't they all go over at one point? A lot of Irish people went over to New York, didn't they? Microwave water, are you joking? No, Josephine, this is like a proper American thing that apparently they heat their water in a microwave because they don't have a kettle like we would have a kettle. And I was like, what? Right, I think I've gone over all of these darker bits now. So I'm just building. During the potato famine, right, okay. Like I said, I don't know anything about history, geography. No one I know does that proper tea kettle all the way. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's probably some kind of stereotype then. Oh, this one, by the way, is May Green 170. And I'm just doing exactly the same thing, but we're decreasing the white space now. So we're going a little bit further and further inward with the colours. And again, I'm just using these circular motions. Claire, what pencil sharpener do you use? Emma, it's this one. It's by Tenwin. You can find it on Amazon. It's got adjustable pencil tip things. And it's a big electric one, and it's big, and it's got a big space as well. It's big. I can't think of any more words at the moment. It's good. It's a really good sharpener, though. Me and my fella had a debate earlier. He said tea contains more caffeine than coffee because he was trying to be smart. The tea leaf has more than the coffee bean, but once it's brewed, coffee contains more. Yeah, I think I've read that before as well. I know that there is caffeine in tea, but I'm pretty sure it's considerably lower than coffee. Coffee has to be stand the spoon up strong in it. Oh my goodness, no. Unsweetened and no milk or cream. So just pure black coffee. I only drank that when I was on a sleepover when I was a kid and we wanted to stay up all night, so we'd make this really thick, tarry black coffee and just quickly gulp it down so that we'd stay awake. Coffee, yeah, I've just read that one. I have a strawberry vanilla green tea mix and water must not be hotter than 80. Oh, I've got no idea what my kettle does, degree-wise. I boil my water for tea in the microwave as well. Kim, slap on the hand. Get yourself a kettle. Hi, Dawn. Nothing to do with tea, but currently I'm trying to stop chocolate. Barbara, I've got a confession to make. I had, apart from 2 pieces that my husband took, I had almost a whole Terry's chocolate orange today to myself. I'm being quiet because I don't want him to hear me. My grandfather came to Ellis Island as an infant during the potato famine, came as an O'Sullivan but dropped the O in the later years. That's interesting. Oh, I think I'm a bit backward on the chat. I need to get down a bit. In general, stopping addiction to sugar, they say after 2 weeks you need... Yeah, I've heard that as well. The first couple of weeks are definitely the hardest because your body is kind of addicted to it in a way. It's craving it. And sugar, refined sugar's in pretty much everything unless it's a plant that you've picked out of the ground. So it is very, very difficult. Oh my God, I love Terry's chocolate orange. Yes. Oh, love it. I look for one the same shape as the AFMAT, I think it was called. They've stopped making them. Oh, right, okay. I think this one's still on Amazon, this one I've got, because I didn't get it that long ago, actually. Claire, how long have you been on YouTube? I'm not entirely sure. I know that I started the colouring blog that I used to do where I would write reviews. I started that in 2015, but I didn't go on YouTube straight away. I think it was a couple of years after that. So I'm going to say 7 years, maybe 7, 8 years. They do a smaller one with battery operation. Oh, that's handy. Because I would like to have one that's battery operated so that I can leave it next to the settee. I'll have to have a look for that. Yeah, I've heard that as well. White bread, white rice, all refined. Chuckling at Suzanne about the tea. Also, chat set me straight, and I do in fact have a kettle. I can't do coffee straight, but I love it with vanilla creamer. You do have a kettle, that's good. You've got a tick in the box. Right, I've filled in pretty much all the areas that I wanted to fill in with this colour. And so the only one that I've got left now is the very, very bright light colour, which is the cadmium yellow lemon 205. I just don't know whether this is going to be too much of a jump though. I know they're in the same family, but it is a lot brighter. But then I suppose it will match the glow around the castle, so I'm just going to do it. I forgot my tea kettle on my glass stovetop and boiled it dry, fused to the glass and broke it, had to replace the stove. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to allow you to use the microwave then, because that's an extenuating circumstance. My daughter will be learning about Easter in France, and apparently Easter Bunny doesn't bring eggs. Something flies over and drops them, because that's less scary. Oh my God. What, so like a stork would bring a baby? They've got some sort of flying creature that brings Easter eggs. Chocolate eggs in the cupboard. I need to get some Easter eggs, but the thing is they won't last until Easter. So I'm kind of filling in the majority of the white space, but I'm probably going to leave a bit because I always tend to leave a little gap of white just for highlight. I know bushes wouldn't really have a super shiny highlight, but I suppose it's just my style of colouring that I like to do that. I'm going to put a bit of it around these edges. I suppose it looks almost like the shine of the glow around the edges. The pardon for the back, yes, you are pardoned. Here it's the bells who bring the eggs. What bells? We hear them ring, then we run to the garden and they're chocolate eggs. Oh, I see. So it's like an Easter egg hunt. Yeah, we do that sometimes. I did one with the kids once and they started fighting because the youngest one didn't find as many as the eldest one. So I was like, right, we're just going to put them all together and share them out. USB, that's what I thought this one was going to be, Elise. I wanted it to be a USB because I've got like a USB port in the side of my settee. So I could have just easily plugged it in there. And I thought it was going to be that because it said USB on it. And then it arrived and it's not, so... You had to stop chocolate for 2 years. Oh my gosh, how'd you survive? It's a stovetop kettle, not a plug. Yeah, that's fine. So it's, have you got a whistling kettle? Because that's what usually the stovetop ones, they whistle when they're done. That's fine. That is a acceptable kettle, Emily. The Easter bells. I've never heard of that. I love anything like this. It's like expanding my cultural knowledge. I love it. I think I'm just going to add a little bit more of this earth green yellowish here because there's a bit of a harsh line there, so I want to blend it out a little bit. My sister has 8 kids, so she assigned each child their own colour for the eggs. Oh, that's such a good idea. I should have thought about that, but my kids are too old for it now. Yes, it whistles. There you go. You're fine. You're fine. You're still in the fold. I can no longer eat food with high fat content. Is that, I bet that's a gallbladder issue. You don't have to tell me, but I bet that's a gallbladder issue because I've heard about that when I was researching it. That's what worries me about having to have mine out, because I might have to have it out. And I'm like, what if I can't eat things again that I need to eat, that I want to eat? When I was growing up, we only ever had whistling kettles. We never had tea bags. It was always loose leaf tea. That's how I first learned. I don't think I've ever made a cup of tea with loose leaf. That's how they used to read the tea leaves, isn't it? US Amazon has a deal on AFMAT electric sharpener for $23.98. Why don't they just say $24? Because $23.98, you know, you'd spend $23.98, but you wouldn't spend $24. That's their kind of like thinking behind it. I'm only 39, that makes me sound it. Yeah, you sound like you're in some sort of like Victorian Victorian terraced house. We've still got one of those in our town that's been kept Victorian. Because does anybody know, this is going to give away where I live, but it doesn't matter. Does anybody know the author, D.H. Lawrence? He wrote Lady Chatterley's Lover, and it was banned because it was a bit of a smutty book back then. In all villages, we have a church so that everywhere in the country we can hear the bells. Oh, that's lovely. I love hearing the church bells. Does England have special kettles for their tea? Well, not special kettles, no. We use our kettles for all sorts of things, like making gravy or just when we need some boiling water. But the majority of the kettle's use is for making tea in the UK, definitely. Hi, Mona. The gas cooker's always had the grill on top, and that's how we made toast. Oh, you cannot beat cheese on toast under the grill. Gravy. I don't know. Do Americans do gravy? Yeah, so the best meal in the UK for me, and I'm going to talk for everybody in the UK, is a Sunday dinner, a roast dinner that we normally have on a Sunday, but I have them all through the week. And you've got your mashed potatoes, whatever meat that you want. I usually have chicken if I'm feeling fancy and I've got a bit of extra cash. I'll buy a leg of lamb, love lamb. So you've got your potatoes, your meat, then you've got any vegetables that you like. Usually we have broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, baby corns, what else? Carrots. And then a Yorkshire pudding, which is very hard to describe. How do you describe a Yorkshire pudding? Because it's not bread and it's not pastry, but it's made from batter. So it's made from the same batter you would use for pancakes, I think. I don't know. Anyway, we have that, and then we pour gravy all over it, and it's just like beautiful. Yes, get some cheese on toast, Suzanne. Can't beat it. Apparently, don't quote me on it. School tour. I didn't see that one. Hang on. The US knows UK gravy as brown gravy. Okay. Parsnips we have at Christmas. It's not a standard thing for us. Tea and a roast dinner. Yes. Hi, Pickle. Roast lamb. Oh my gosh. You know what I do with my lamb? I put it in the slow cooker for like a good 7-8 hours. Oh my gosh. It just falls. The meat just falls off the bone and it's so tender. Like it just melts in your mouth. And then I'll use the juices to make the gravy. Yeah, I love my mashed taters. Plenty of butter, bit of salt. Roast lamb with gravy made from the meat. Exactly. Love it. Made Yorkshire pudding using Martha Stewart recipe. I'm surprised Martha Stewart's got a recipe for Yorkshire pudding because it's like a pretty British thing, isn't it? Is Martha Stewart the one that was put in prison? Ignore me. I get these thoughts and I speak them and I don't think before I speak. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying about D.H. Lawrence, his birthplace is in my town, so they've kept his house completely as it was, and you know the kids go on school trips there and stuff to see old Victorian mangles and stuff like that, and it's really, really cool. We have what the US calls gravy, not the gravy they would have with breakfast. What gravy do you have with breakfast? Right, I need to move on because I'm just too busy chit-chattering. Prison for some kind of stock market crime. Oh my goodness. Besties with Snoop. That's an interesting friendship. I think the disconnect with the UK and US gravy is when we make biscuits and gravy. Okay, well, you've completely lost me now. Why would you have biscuits with gravy unless your biscuits mean a different thing to our biscuits? Right, let me think what I'm going to do now. Shall I colour these vines? Because I've already got all of the greens out ready. And then we can decide how we're going to do the flowers and this thing underneath. I might even do this in brown because it will kind of match with the gold that we've got going on the roofs. And it's brown because it's like the earth underneath. Biscuits in the US are UK scones. Oh my goodness. Now, all the UK people, do you say scones or scones? I think scones is posh, but I live in the Midlands, so I'm just used to saying scones. But other people think that scones is posh, so. The only thing I've never understood with the American breakfast is pancakes with bacon and syrup. No, I can't understand that either because syrup and pancakes are sweet. Why would you put bacon on? But maybe it's amazing. Maybe I'm missing a trick. Imagine a fluffier savoury scone. Okay, I can see how that would be nice with gravy if it's savoury. Is it a bit like dumplings? We have dumplings, but they're totally different to the Chinese dumplings. Scone as in gone. Oh, Sarah. Scone as in moan, Kim. We're on the same wavelength. I think it depends where you live, because I think scone is like a more of a southern thing, whereas scone is a bit more northern. Right, let me get on with this. So I'm going in with the same greens that we used last week. This is pine green, and then we'll have... Which one's darker? Pine green, then permanent green, then leaf green, then grass green, then light green. So I might not use all of these because the leaves are really, really small. I live in the northwest, so definitely not posh. Oh my goodness. So I wonder why we all say it different then. I know. I love talking about food. I love eating food. I love food. Sarah's in Newcastle, so that's even more northern than me. I don't know why we say it different. It's so weird, isn't it? I used to live in Barnsley and before that London, so scone either way, I'm confused. In Essex, it's scone like moan. Well, that's southern, isn't it? So I've got it wrong. Bacon and syrup is gorgeous. So is dipping fries in a thick milkshake. Oh, right. I absolutely love a McDonald's fry in a chocolate milkshake. So yeah, I can understand it from that point of view that bacon and syrup might be nice because of the salt. Yeah, British bacon is different to American bacon. Ours has a lot more meat. It's a lot leaner, whereas yours is, the rashers, aren't they? They're mostly fat, I think. Barbara, I will eat virtually through this chat. Yeah. That's the thing I'm going to do when I finish this, is go and get something to eat. I'll probably just have some toast or something. Salty bacon and sweet maple syrup. In Canada, it's scone like moan. Okay. Fried chicken and waffles. Emily, you... What? I wonder if your waffles are different to our waffles then. Are you talking about sweet waffles? Like sugar waffles? Or are you talking about potato waffles? I like mixing my popcorn sweet with salty. I don't mind it sometimes. I've got to be in the mood. Usually I like sweet popcorn. I used to have toffee popcorn and no wonder my teeth are ruined. Sandra says, love your gold. Thank you so much, Sandra. Mixing sweet and salt is the best mix. You try it. Okay, we definitely need to stop talking about food. It's making everybody hungry. So that was pine green. I'm going to skip a couple of colours and go with the leaf green, just because we haven't got a lot of room. Yes, like breakfast waffles with syrup, but you have them with, what did you say? Chicken. Chicken. Oh my God. How does that work together, the flavours? You can tell that my palette is not very cultured, can't you? I like my Sunday dinners. That would be my death row meal. Be a Sunday dinner, all the trimmings, and then chocolate fudge cake and custard. I'm just going to keep these out. So the last colour that I'm going to use is the light green. So I've sort of skipped a colour in the green gradient. So we've got 3 colours from dark to light. And again, I'm just going to leave a touch of white on the edges. Hi, River. To know in the UK, in the US, they call thick, fluffy waffles Belgian waffles. Yeah, actually, I have heard of that. We have those over here. And they are the like thick, sweet waffles, Belgian waffles. My kids love them. So I've done those. Let's do these on this side. Anybody here? Oh, hi, Laura. Laura's on the chat. Anybody here ever have the black country dish called grey peas and bacon? No. Grey peas. What do you mean grey peas? Are they like mushy peas but grey? Laura's literally not that far away from where I live and I haven't heard of this. If it helps, my snack for school pickup line today was apples with peanut butter. So sweet and savoury. I can understand that, apples and peanut butter. Also love liver with onion gravy. Definitely the onion gravy. I love onion gravy, but liver just makes me shudder to think about. The southern US breakfast is fried chicken with gravy. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine eating that for breakfast. But it's what you grow up with, isn't it? It's what you get used to. Don't like fried chicken on waffles, but they're very popular. It's just like sticking a piece of chicken on a waffle. That's kind of what I thought when I heard about it. Liver, not for me. Sarah, that does not sound good. Angela, hello. Hi, Angela. Oh, can you hear Rosie scratching at the door? Apple pie or Christmas cake and cheese. Oh, mind you, you do have like a cheese board at the end of a meal sometimes, don't you? Especially if it's at Christmas or something like that. Grated apple and cheese. To be fair, I've given that to my kids before as a snack. Apple, cheese. You know, when they were younger, just little finger foods. Different textures, you know, trying to get them used to different textures. But they're too grown up now. Oh. You know, I read this thing the other day and it said that you have, I'm trying to paraphrase it now badly. When you have a child, they go through so many stages and you almost have to grieve the stages as they move up. So like, you've still got your baby, you know, like my eldest is 18, but I really missed him when he was like little and when he was probably like between 3 and 6. Oh my gosh, I really miss them at that age, you know, and it's almost like they've gone, but they're not. It's so hard to describe. Does England still do extend family Sunday dinner? I think a lot of people do, yeah. They get the family round and do a big one, but I just do it for us 4. Laura says, sort of, I'll have to send you a picture. It looks awful, but tastes amazing. I'd try it, though, because I do like mushy peas. I just can't imagine grey, if they're the colour grey, or whether it just means something that they taste different. It's like a grieving pride with them growing up. Yeah, exactly. Like, I wish I could just spend another hour with my kids when they were that age, you know, and I feel like at the time you don't appreciate it, and then you look back and you think, oh my gosh, what I wouldn't give to have them at that age again where all they wanted to do was play with you and spend time with you and just you know, sometimes you haven't got time, or you just can't be bothered to play, and it's like you just you miss out really. You don't know what you've got till it's gone, do you? How odd you say that we've been sorting out first size baby clothes today. Oh, I haven't held a baby in so long. I think it's coming up on like 13 years since I've held a baby, and I'm like, so I've just got this craving to hold a newborn, you know. I keep trying to make my sister have one, but she won't. She doesn't want kids, and it's really sad. And I'm just like, pop a baby out so I'll look after it for you. I don't have kids. I'm still under the age. I want one. Oh, yeah. I had mine really, really early. So we've almost grown up together, especially me and my eldest, because I was only 17 when I had him. So we've kind of grown up together in a way. I'd had both my kids by the time I was 20, so I kind of got it all out of the way very early. And now they're older, and I'm sort of left heartbroken that they're not little anymore. When they're little, we pray for time for ourselves, and then they're adolescent and we pray for time with them. Exactly. Barbara's just hit the nail on the head. Oh my goodness, tonight my son wanted to play Monopoly, and all I wanted to do was come on live. Oh, bless you. I know what you mean, though, because at the time, especially if you're like me and you can't really sit down and do something that bores you stiff, do you know what I mean? Like if the kids want to play a silly game and you're just like, I can't be bothered to sit and do it because it's too boring. But then, like you say, when they get older, you just wish you could have that time back. Today I found a little vest that I'd made into a gladiator top for my youngest when he was 4. Oh my gosh, gladiators on a Saturday night. I was talking about this with Laura actually the other day. All the different things that we used to watch on a Saturday night as kids. So I was born in 88, so I grew up in the 90s. And Saturday night TV for me, and I don't think the US people will know, but I'll just tell you quickly. We had Gladiators, we had Blind Date with Cilla Black, we had the Brookside Omnibus, we had the Generation Game, Noel's House Party, Price is Right, Play Your Cards Right. There were so many good shows back then, like Bullseye. I know it's pretty crap, but it's like, it's such nostalgia. And then Heartbeat had come on a Sunday night, and you know it'd be time for bed. Like your heart would just sink when you heard that theme tune because it's time for bed for school tomorrow. But oh, there was nothing like it. And I know every generation says that about their childhood, but it felt so much simpler back then. You bet, yeah. Was born in 1990. My Saturday was Casualty. I never watched Casualty. Good memory. It's only because, Angela, I've got a really crap memory, but it's only because I was talking about this with Laura the other day, and we were sort of listing off all the things that we used to watch at a weekend. You're all younger than my children. You'll make an awesome grandma. Oh, I hope so. My kids said they don't really want kids, but hopefully when they get a bit older, they might change their mind, because I just need little baby versions of them again. Oh, what used to be on, I don't know if this was on a Saturday, I think it might have been on weekdays, Wheel of Fortune. And I think you guys in the US have that as well, Wheel of Fortune. I was watching the remake of that the other day. Who was presenting it? Wheel of Fortune. I think it was Graham Norton. I've got the Price is Right theme tune in my head now. Or is it Play Your Cards Right? I think it's Play Your Cards Right. Oh, what else was there with Bob Monkhouse? There was Blankety Blank. Celebrity Squares. Who remembers Celebrity Squares? Oh, and Des O'Connor, Take Your Pick with the boxers. Box 13. Oh, I used to love that. The Yes No game. I never changed my mind about babies. My mama and dad got a bratty grand cat. I hope my kids do, but then again, I look at the world and I think, oh, I worry for future generations. Love Graham Norton's talk show. Yeah, he is a good talk show host. He lets the guests say what they want to say without interrupting. I've noticed a lot of talk show hosts like to hear the sound of their own voice, and they keep interrupting the guests all the time. It does my head in. All of these programs are back on. Gladiator. Yes, I know that Alan Carr did a few, like Bring Back Saturday Night game shows, didn't he? Yeah, you just can't beat the originals, though. I'm going to age myself, but it was for me, it was Three's Company, Love Boat and Fantasy Island. I've never seen Three's Company and Fantasy Island, but I've seen Love Boat because my mum was absolutely obsessed with Robert Urich. And she just had that on all the time. Love Graham Norton, so fun. Speaking of Robert Urich, does anybody remember a show that he did in the 80s, I think, called Spencer for Hire? My mum used to have that on all the time. I think he also did a programme called Vegas, but that might have been before or after, because it might have been before. I would watch all three while playing Payday. I used to love Payday. But you know what else? I'm not going to cross over into spooky stuff, but I used to play that game Atmosphere. Does anybody remember that with the guy in the cape? I used to love that. I was into all that from a young age. Spencer was taken from the Robert B. Parker books, the best book series. I didn't know they were book interpretations. I thought it was just a programme. Right, so I've done the big leaves. I'm just going to go in with the vines now. So I'll try my best to get colour onto them, but they are very small spaces. Again, I'm just going to stick with the pine green, leaf green and light green. I've also just started drawing. River, have you watched Sarah Renee Clark's latest video? She just put it up this morning and it's all about learning to draw and the struggles and self-criticism and things that can go into that. I found it really, really interesting. And there's a lot of very, very good advice on there from people like Jazza and other artists that are really well known in their field. Oh, you already seen it? Yeah, it's really good. Feel like I've gone on a time machine. This is bringing back memories. Angela, what else can you remember about the 90s? Obviously, you had like the bill and stuff. I used to love the funny kind of comedy shows like Open All Hours. Keeping Up Appearances was really funny. One Foot in the Grave. Sarah's video is in my queue to watch after this. Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I could really feel all of her struggles and all of her emotions about drawing because I've tried over the years to learn to draw many times and I just give up. Noel's House Party. Bike Grove, yep. I loved all of the CITV shows. You had like Fun House with Pat Sharp, Art Attack with Neil Buchanan. What was the other one? Finders Keepers with Neil Buchanan. And then there was one called Zap, also had Neil Buchanan. Zap was great. It was like a comic book with all different things on the front, and then you would like zoom into one and it'd give you like a little sketch with it. It's hard to describe, but it was really, really good. And obviously I used to watch Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark religiously. Fools and Horses, I think, is the best comedy we've got. Definitely. I love it. It never fails to make me laugh. Vicar of Dibley was great. I remember the skateboards and the rollers from the 90s. Yeah. Do you remember the moon boots? I used to have a pair of those. It was like these massive shoes that you would Velcro your feet into, and then they were suspended on elastic, so it'd be like you were walking on the moon. But they were huge, and I always used to fall over. Dick and Dom, yeah. Who remembers Knight Rider? Kit, was that Hasselhoff? I think that's slightly before my time, or at least I was a bit too young when that was on. Man from Uncle, Adam Adams. Adam isn't. No. Morecambe and Wise. Never really liked Morecambe and Wise. Do you know, Laurel and Hardy? I'm a Laurel and Hardy girl for sure. The moon boots. You've still got moon boots. Oh my goodness. I want to come and play with the moon boots. I feel like I would have marginally better coordination now, but probably not that much better. Couldn't drive with moon boots. Definitely not. Oh, Adamant, like Adam and the Ants. Who was the one that there would be 3 kids and one would wear a helmet and go into a CGI type room and the other 2 kids would tell them to step to the left now, bend down to pick up the sword? I don't know. I can't think of that one. What about all the old cartoons? Mr. Ben. Who remembers Mr. Ben? That shopkeeper always freaked me out in Mr. Ben. I don't know why. It was a bit of a creepy programme, that, though, for some reason. Like, even I can hear the theme tune in my head now and it's, like, giving me chills. I don't know why it freaked me out so much, but I just didn't like it. Can't beat Gavin and Stacey. I love Gavin and Stacey. When my son was 3, he found my moon boots and put them on with a riding helmet. Looked terrific. Oh, brilliant. Jack?
Yeah?
Can you turn it down a bit, please?
Sorry.
I don't remember Nightmare. Did children in the UK get to grow up with Mr. Rogers? No, I don't think so. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, yeah, and Clarissa Knows It All. They were both Melissa Joan Hart. Oh, and Sister. What was the other one? Keenan and Kel. Saved by the Bell, yeah. Sweet Valley High. Does anybody remember Round the Twist? That was an Australian one, and it was like really weird, but the theme tune was so catchy. Have you ever felt like this? Strange things happen. Are you going round the twist? Who loves orange soda? Kale loves orange soda. I know, I want the 90s back as well. It was great. What about the Queen's nose, where she used to rub the 50p and, like, what happened when she rubbed it? Make a wish come true, I think, wasn't it? And then there was Bernard's watch. I used to love Bernard's watch. He'd have this little stopwatch, and when he clicked it, it would literally freeze time, and everyone around him would freeze. Barger and Badger. Yeah, I remember that one. Oh no, Barbara. I'm going to try not to sing. I love watching Why Don't You when I was a kid. I haven't heard of that one. Who remembers How with Fred Dinage and Carol Vorderman and the other guy, I can't remember his name, with the earring. Round the twist, and yeah, you're going to be singing that in your sleep now. You'll be cursing me tomorrow. Nickelodeon. Yeah, I didn't really... Well, I say I didn't watch Nickelodeon, that's a lie, because we didn't get Sky, which is like cable in America. We didn't get that until I was, I'm going to say, 11, probably. And then we had like the kids' channels like Nickelodeon. But I used to like watching Cartoon Network, Dexter's Laboratory. What else did I watch? Powerpuff Girls, things like that. Its full title was Why don't you just switch off the telly and do something else instead? What was that about then? Oh my gosh, Cow and Chicken. I love Cow and Chicken. And Courage the Cowardly Dog. I've never heard of Thundercats. What's that about? What do you have planned for the flowers? I've got no plan. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to deviate from the colour palette that I've got at the minute. Maybe they'll be... No, I don't know. I'm not going to decide just yet. Any ideas, shout up. Because I don't want to do something that's going to look completely out of place like pink. Oh, it was on in the 70s, that's why then. My Parents Are Aliens, yeah, I remember watching that. Does anybody remember that really weird one called Angela Anaconda? Right, I'm going to do the mud kind of thing underneath here. Unless, do I make it into a crystal? But then if I make it into crystal, it can't be green because of the leaves. It would have to be purplish, but I've got nothing else like that on here. So I was going to make this bit underneath the same brown as, or maybe a slightly different brown to the gold that we've got. But now I don't know what to do because they kind of look crystallified, and we could put white gel pen on them and make them look shiny like crystals, but I don't know. Whole lot of fun, prizes to be... I love that programme. Did you still have SNL in the UK? I don't think we ever did, but maybe we did. I was born in 89, I know the majority of these. Yeah, we're around about the same age. Yeah, Funhouse was brilliant. I always wanted to go on Funhouse. I was in college in the 90s. Use your body and brain if you want to play the game. Oh my gosh. Got another Pat Sharp mullet. Yeah, his hair was brilliant. Right, I don't know what to do about this. I need help. Should I do them as crystal? If so, what colour? Can't be green. Or should I just do them in kind of muddy colours? Thinking about the background as well, I was wondering whether I should completely black the background out. I've got some of this black 3.0, which is a very matte black apparently. And it's very, very flat, so it doesn't absorb light, so it's properly black. And I was thinking, because we've got the glow around it, it might be nice to black the background out so that it looks like it's a floating, kind of hovering island, but also the glow will really pop because of the black background. Violet, you could do it and the flowers the same colour. Yeah, could do. Maybe blue and violet, I'd say blue. Do the crystal purple, then purple in the flowers. If you want to do purples, do the flowers the same. So you bring in a new colour, but it's not on its own. Could make them like crystal, like it's floating on amethyst. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Susanna, say yes to black. Anyone remember Real Monsters? No. I remember those dinosaur things. What were they called? They like had a baby that sat in the high chair and they had these funny dinosaur heads. Like the family. Dinos something? I can't remember. Yes, with the black it will be glowing. I think I will do the black because I want to try this out. Do you know the black 3 goes bad once it's open? Really? What, even if you put the lid back on? Dinosaurs, is that what it was called? So do we think if I add some purple into this it will be okay? Oh my gosh, I've just had an idea. Why don't we do the flowers purple, the crystals purple, and then we could have purple glowing windows all throughout the towers, so that would really tie the colours together. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I need to get some purples out now. Let's see what we've got on the colour chart. So we can go for the red violets, or the normal violets, or the blue violets. So let me think, if I want to make it look amethysty, maybe the manganese violet. But then I want something a little bit more towards the violet for the amethyst. I wonder how mauve and manganese would go together. We're splitting different families here, but it might work. So I've got mauve and I've got manganese violet. I think they might work. Let me just sharpen them. Bye River, thank you for joining. Some art YouTubers mention it only having a few months life once open. Oh right, I didn't know that. Well, that's no good. I haven't watched the channel in forever, but do you mix media with, say, like gel pens and pencils? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. I usually use gel pens for embellishments because I'm prone to smearing them. I'm going to get on with this because I'm mindful of time. I did really want to complete this tonight, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Right, so I'm going to go straight in with the mauve then, just in the shadow areas. So underneath the bush. So if we don't get this finished tonight, we'll complete it at the start of next Tuesday's stream. And then we'll move on to something else. What does everybody want to see me do after this project? Is there anything in particular, any page or book that you think we should have a go at for the stream? Question, have you ever or would ever consider doing a series or video on what pencils go best in what colouring books? That would be quite a good one, wouldn't it? I wonder about, you know, like the Amazon printed colouring books. What would go best? Like what pencils would work best? Because I know I've used Prismacolor in them, that was fine. Okay, what we're saying. Anastasia Caldereva's new book, Rooms of Wonder page, Portrait. Ooh, Portrait. Hannah Carlson Atlantis, Maria Troll book. I've got Maria Troll's Starfall. Or a portrait, anything R.J. Hampson. I don't have any of R.J. Hampson's books. I don't really think it's my cup of tea. If I'm thinking about the same person as we're thinking. I don't think Journey to the Sunny Land, I already did a colour along in that, so I don't know whether anybody would want to see another one or whether we should do something completely different. Oh, hello Cheryl. Maybe a Mariola portrait. Oh my gosh, I always get scared of doing portraits on lives because it might go wrong. The amount of portraits I've coloured, but I'm still like cautious about it, just in case something goes wrong with the skin. Oh no, Emily. Everyone's saying portrait now. I love Maria Troll. Lots for portraits, just saying. Ugh. Why did I ask? I'll tell you what though, I have got the new book from Anastasia and I have got the Spiral of Life book as well, which have both got portraits in. So I suppose I could do that. 1:30 in US. What would you like to do, Claire? What would I like to do? I don't know. I don't know. I'm very indecisive. That's how I ended up with Leon. I asked. Once you ask, you can't unask, can you? You've just got to go with it. Thank you, Laura. We will see. Spiral of Life, waiting for my copy to arrive. I bet it will come soon because mine arrived this morning. So I think pre-orders are now being received. Hello, Amanda. If it goes wrong, you can chuck it in the not happening pile and do something else. Yeah, that's true. I don't have to go with it, do I? But I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just me. So I'm just doing a little bit of shadow underneath these leaves. And I'm still using the mauve pencil, which is number 249. And then I want to do some different dark spots in all of the sections of this crystal. And it's not going to have any rhyme or reason to it. I'm just going to do it where I think. So I'm going to put a little bit down here. I'll watch you colour anything, bless you. I don't care for portraits. I love colouring bugs. Fingers crossed. Goes wrong, you can chuck it. Oh, I've read that one. How are you doing today? Didn't realise it's the first day of spring. What day is it? It's only the 19th. I thought that was the 21st, first day of spring. Or have I got it wrong? Another group stream, but we all colour something out of our comfort zone. Oh my gosh. That would be a really good idea for a group stream. Who'd like to see another group stream with me and Emily and possibly Suzanne if she's willing and Barbara? How about a Sarah Richter image? Could do. Oh, Barbara's up for it. Have we still got Suzanne on? We've got to get the last person to decide. It's today because of the leap year. Normally it's on the 21st. Oh, got ya. All out of your comfort zone and opposite hands. Oh no. Opposite hands. Are you trying to torture me? Looks like we're doing a group stream. I don't know whether I would say that portraits are out of my comfort zone in general. I think they're out of my comfort zone on live, so that would still work. I can't think of anything else that would be, I would find difficult. I want to try and think of something. I'm going to do a really big area now with this mauve, just to change it up a bit. I'm just putting this literally anywhere. I'm not thinking about it. I just want to get the colour in some certain areas. But I'm not, there's no special technique to this. Portraits are at my comfort zone. I've made only 2. Oh, Barbara, I think you can do whatever you put your mind to. You're so talented. The last time the March equinox on March 21, within 2007. Really? I thought it was every year. It was the 21st of March and then the 21st of June and then so on. We could do a book that we own that we've never coloured in. We brainstorm. Yes. That would be a good idea, because why haven't we coloured it in? Is it because nothing grabbed us about it? So yeah, that would be a good idea, because it would force us to do it. I love colouring Kirby. Didn't colour him on stream for over a year. That's a good point. We could do a Kirby page. Pick each other's page on mediums. Now that has thrown a spanner in the works, because you haven't even got control over what you're doing. Just scanning down all the wonderful people with you, Claire. I know. I love absolutely everybody on this stream. Just the fact that you've come to spend time with me and listen to my waffling. Suzanne has to colour while drinking tea. That would be a challenge. She'd get one of them straw hats, you know, where you could like put the tea in the hat and then just keep the straw in your mouth. Hi, Andrew. Do you know, if we were going to do that and we were going to pick each other's mediums and stuff, we should leave it until the stream to tell the other person. Like, we'll make sure that we know what pencils and what books that we've each other's got, but then we leave it secret until the stream. Maybe pick a few pages from a book you haven't coloured, then put out polls on your Instagrams to choose page. That's another really good idea. Let's put just a little bit more of this up here, and then we'll go in with the manganese violet. Okay, so now we're doing manganese violet number 160. So I'm going to blend down from the mauve, and they are blending really nicely together. You can switch between colour families in some instances and it will work. You don't have to stick to the families, it's just that tells you what the undertone of that family is. To put the notification bell on for this, it would be amazing. Amazing might not be the right descriptor. Interesting, it will be interesting. An epic challenge collab. No worries, if we make a portrait in one stream, I'll be able to colour only an eyebrow. Now then, we could put a timer on it. Oh no, I'm just digging myself into a deeper hole, aren't I? Hello, Suzanne. Colouring while listening in. Somebody said something about pre-orders coming in. Spiral of Life. It's Spiral of Life. I'll show you the books at the end, what I've received today. Yeah, we decided to go purples, Cat, because we wanted it to look a bit like amethyst, like a crystal, rather than mud at the bottom. And we're also going to colour the flowers and some sort of glowing thing in the windows with these colours, so it all ties in. And then I think we're going to black out the background because I really want to try out this black 3.0. Barbara, that eyebrow will be perfect. It will. I already know. Claire, what are your favourite pencils to use? Tend to gravitate towards alcohol markers but do enjoy Prismas. Yeah, I've got to say Prismas, because they're just so easy to use. Like, they just blend themselves, you know. With polychromos, you do have to have the right paper and the right technique. Like, you have to layer them and be a bit more light-handed with them. But on Johanna Basford paper, I always gravitate to the polychromos because they work lovely on this paper. But yeah, Prismacolors. I do like my alcohol markers as well. If I want to do something quick, and then I might put some pencil over the top. Amethyst birthstone, lovely. Mine's emerald. What's everyone's birthstones? Wouldn't so much watch if it was me doing it. But all right, I see. But I'm happy to watch you guys. Emily says we can only spend 5 minutes per area. Oh my gosh, we would have to have like a stopwatch. This is getting to the point of like literally being a game show. I have to swap mediums every 5-10 minutes. That would be hard. How do you get the pale colours with polys, considering they don't have a huge pastel range? Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? They are quite deep and bright colours in the polychromos. I wish they would extend the range to get some lighter, like deco colours in there. I would say to get a really light version of a colour, you would have to do very, very light layer and then probably white pencil over the top. I think that would work. Emerald, emerald, garnet, cubic zirconia, topaz. That's topaz is November, right? I'm just here to add the spanner in the works. Yeah, cheers, Pickle. Why don't you come on the live? Why don't you do it with us? Just rope you in. Aquamarine, my birthday's in a few days. Thanks for mentioning that. Happy birthday, Amanda. Zoe, was it you that tried the new Artex? Yes, Zoe, we were talking about this earlier. I didn't even know that there were new Artex pencils coming out. This is news to me. It's very exciting. Use white or ivory, even cream. Yes, all good options. Poly and Pablo ivories are really nice. I want to try to at least get these crystals done by the end of the stream. That's why I've gone a bit quiet, concentrating. And I've got the Biker Grove theme tune in my head now, so thanks for that. My streams are nuts enough, thanks very much. Are you all putting together a colouring challenge through a live stream? Yes, that's what we're thinking. That's what's been suggested. And just make it as difficult for each other as we possibly can. Oh, are they adding to the current range? Yeah, that's what I've heard. Zoe, please tell us all about it. I had no clue they were expanding the 126 set, I think it was. I wonder if the lack of pastels in FC has to do with light fastness. Yes, it could be, because they did this pencil years ago and then they discontinued it, the light violet, because the pigment is rubbish. So that could be the reason, definitely. So he's done an updated video today. Right, I'm going to have to watch that then, because I'm excited. I'm excited if they're bringing out more pencils, because they really are fantastic. I once did one where we coloured using these tiny hands and our fingers. Oh my gosh. How did that work out? The dough went light fast, also don't have many soft colours. That is true. Would you use the poly white or switch to a wax-based white to blend them into pastel? I would use a wax-based one, because I don't really reckon much to the polychromos white, to be honest. Oh, I'm glad it's starting to look like crystals. I was hoping that it would, because I'm just placing colour all over the shop. I'm not really thinking about it, but I'm trying to keep the sort of facets and lines and things that you would find in crystals. Listen to your chit chat all day, very relaxing. Thank you so much. So I've come to the point now where I've put all of the manganese and all of the mauve in, and I've still got tons of room left. And like you said, we've not got many very light colours, have we? Let me see. Just keeping amethyst in mind. I'm just wondering what colour I can use as like the light colour. Unless I do blend it with white, I'd need to add a little bit more of this manganese violet though, if I was going to do that, because we need more coverage. We had to glue paintbrushes to that. They're not expanding, sadly. They have bought out a 4872 set of a student grade version. Oh, okay. That's interesting. The Artex are great, but definitely not Prismas. No, God no. But the colour range obviously is very heavily influenced from Prismas, and I do think they are a really good sort of, I wouldn't say budget version because they're not super cheap, but I think they're a good option. Claire, do you generally find the poly purple tones be more scratchy than others? I love them, but always found them hard. Do you know, I've never noticed. The only one I've noticed that with is that light violet that was discontinued. So I'm just adding in a little bit more of this manganese, because I'm going to come in with a Prismacolor white and just completely blur it all out. Fun way to learn to colour this live stream. Oh, brilliant, thank you. I always think, will people watching me just colouring actually learn anything from it? You know, it's just, I'm not really explaining techniques or anything like that, but I suppose it's just fun to watch. I know I ain't a Prisma girl, but that's what was said about them when they first came out. First thing I said when I watched them after seeing everyone's videos was they aren't Prismas. A lot of people did compare them to Prisma because the names were almost identical. Yeah. No, obviously, like, nothing feels like a Prisma apart from Prisma. Nothing can blend as well and as easily and mush together like a Prisma. And paper's everything. Paper really is everything. It's something that I wasn't really aware of years ago when I was colouring, but I've come to appreciate how important the paper is as to how well the pencil will behave. So I don't really like to judge pencils just on one kind of paper. Like, for example, the polychromos, you know, you've got to have the right paper with them. But if it's like a very smooth or a very textured paper, it's not going to work as well. But this paper in the Johanna Basford books is fantastic for polychromos. Right, I'm going to grab the Prismacolor White. Where are we? Here we go, got Prisma White. Love seeing a page come together, thank you. I've been using them tonight in a Create Space book. Nice, but not the right paper for them. The original Artex worked nice on Create Space. People don't watch me for colouring, they watch how bratty Nala is going to be. Right, so I've got my Prismacolor White. And I'm just going into all the kind of white spaces and I'm blending and blurring out the harsh lines. This is almost like a Photoshop blurring tool, you know, that's how I'm using this at the moment. And it will drag some of the pigment across, but that's fine. I'm not looking to erase the lines that I've made. I'm just looking to blur them a little bit. I think people watch me for my rabbit meadow. I agree about paper. I've been colouring for 2.5 years. Paper versus pencil is everything. It really is. And I think, you know, I did that really controversial video about Caran d'Ache Pablos because I really could not get on with those pencils. But I'm wondering now, years later, whether it was a paper problem or a technique problem rather than a pencil problem, because so many people love the Pablos. So, quick question then. We're going to leave this stream in a few minutes at, you know, at the point that we've almost finished the crystals. Should I black out the background before next week? Because it's literally going to be me just painting black onto the surrounding areas of this subject. So should I do that beforehand so that we're not wasting time on the stream? Because there's going to be no technique involved. I'll just be painting the paint flat on the back. So it might be worth doing so that we can finish off with the flowers and the windows and then move on to something else. I've been tagging you in the Artex videos, so use your family charts. Oh, I need to watch it. Sometimes I don't get the tags. It's weird. Because a couple of people have done the colouring roulette and they've tagged me and I haven't actually got it. And I've only found out because I saw a post on Instagram. It's each their own too. What works for one person doesn't work for others. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm just going to come back in with the manganese and sharpen up a few of the crystal lines, just so we've got some definition and some blur. So we've got that variation going on. Yes, do the black off camera. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Do you want to see Claire paint the black background or should on her? Yeah, let me know. But it's literally just going to be me painting it black. Let's get a bit of mauve as well. So we've got some darker facets running through. Family charts are incredible. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you found them useful. You've made your own. That's brilliant. What have you made? What brands have you made them for? People keep asking me, I need to do Arteza and Black Widow, or have I done Black Widow? I know people have asked me for Arteza. I don't feel the need to see the black, that's fine. I've got Paint It Black in my head now as well. I saw your video about the new Artex 72, can't find anything about them. Oh, that's for Zoe. I think you have many interesting things to show us, so maybe better paint the black off camera. Yeah, Barbara, you're right. So we've got 4 minutes left of the stream, so what I'm going to do is quickly grab my fine white Posca. This is PC1M, they're my favourite size of Posca. And make sure that we've got some ink coming out. We have some paint rather. And then we're going to do some crystal lines. I mean, I don't really need to do this because we've got a fair bit of white in there already. But let me make sure you're on screen. But I think it will look cool if I do so. Let's do some crossing over as well. Oops, that's a bit thick. Still thick. It's better. Massive task, but do you have the 300 colours? I don't have those pencils. I've not heard very good things about them, but then obviously everyone's got different preferences. Let's have a few little flicks there. Maybe we should have a bit of a diamond flash there. I'm glad you like it. Why aren't my Poscas this kind to me? I think it's the size, you know. Like these are really, really good for not clogging up. You know we've got to have some white dots in there because it's me. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you out. I don't know if this is all, I won't go all the way out. There we go. So that's what we've achieved today. We have basically just done the lower half apart from the flowers, which I mean, it's not too bad to say that we keep stopping and talking and stuff. So I hope you like it. So I'm going to do the black background before next week. That'll be my homework. And then we will finish off with the purple flowers and the purple mystery glow coming out of the windows. And then that will be this piece complete, I think. Claire, all the votes are for making the black off camera. Thank you so much, Barbara. I'll definitely do that. Where I got added white little dots from. Yeah, you've got to add white dots to everything. It has gone really quick. And you know, I found myself after last week, even though I was really nervous, I found myself wanting to do another one like the day after. But yeah, we'll keep it to Tuesdays because then everybody knows where they stand. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it is. It really is popping off the page, isn't it? Thank you, Laura. So nice to see you. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined. So yeah, we're at 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna let you all get on with your days, your nights, and I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Let me know, you can always contact me through my social medias if there's anything specific you would like me to talk about, or what you want me to do for the project after this. I know portraits have been mentioned, also Kirby Roseanne's pages have been mentioned, so maybe I'll put some sort of poll up on Insta or somewhere and we'll sort it out. So, the book, Suzanne, is Small Victories by Johanna Basford. So yeah, thank you so much for spending another Tuesday with me, and I will see you next week. Bye.